As parents, we want nothing more than for our family and friends to support our children when they come out as being transgender. We want those relationships that our children have with their loved ones to continue so that they feel supported by the people who are closest to them as they continue on with their lives and don't feel the loss of people who they love and cherish. But unfortunately, that isn't always the case. There are people in your life who are not going to be on board with your child being transgender after they come out. And what's going to happen is some of them are going to need time and space to think about what it means for your child to be transgender and sort through how they feel about that, or they're going to need space to do some research into what it means to be transgender and to learn more about it before they can get on board, or they're going to need time and space to sort out what that means for them and for their relationship with you and your family and your child. And in the end, they're not going to be able to get on board and to come around, and you and your child and your family are going to lose those relationships, which is very painful and heartbreaking, but it's a reality because not everybody is on board with transgender people for their own reasons. And that's really the key, because it's not about you and it's not about your child. It's about them and their beliefs about transgender people. And so I wanted to just talk about this a little bit because we tend to internalize those fractured relationships and think about how it's about us and something maybe we could have done better. Maybe if we had explained it better or given people more time to come around, or our children think that maybe if they hadn't come out or told anybody, they would still be able to have those relationships with these important people in their lives. But at the end of the day, it's not about that at all. It's about the people who just can't get on board with transgender people for their own reasons, whatever they happen to be. And there's nothing that you can do about it. What you can do when people first are like, I'm a little unsure about this, is wait and see and give them space. And sometimes what they need to have is conversations with you or other people, or maybe their own therapist, to be like, look, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about how I'm feeling. I need to talk about what I'm thinking. I need to sort out all of this stuff. And once they're done, they're like, okay, I'm okay with this. Like, we can move forward. Sometimes they need to do a lot of research. Some people are very logical thinkers and they just need more knowledge. They may not feel like they know enough what it means to be transgender. Like, what does that mean? They want to read some books and some articles, and they may ask you for that information, or they may not. They may search out that information on their own, and it may take them time. Some people may do some research and be okay with what they find, and some people may want to do a lot of research and read all the things and learn all the stuff. And you may be thinking, this is taking a long time, and it takes as long as it takes until people feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, I'm ready. I understand the things and I'm ready to be on board with this. And some people just need time and space to realize that they're never going to be on board, and that time and space gives them that clarity to understand that um, they're just not okay with it. And so it can be hard to know what to do in the meantime with those relationships. And you have to decide that for yourself. Are you going to take a break? Are you going to continue to be involved with these people? Um, I suggest setting boundaries. Boundaries allow us to be involved with people while still protecting our own mental health and also the safety of our children. You can say, listen, while you're working through whatever it is you need to work through, here are some things that we are going to require. Maybe it's that um, you're going to unfollow them from social media, for example, so that if they post things that you might not agree with or might be against the like just content that you wouldn't want to see or want your child to know about, you're not going to see it. Or you could say, you could still come over, like for dinner, for example. However, you're going to have to use my child's correct name and pronouns while you are here, whether you're on board or not. And there will be no like political discussions, or nothing offensive is allowed to be said. Just whatever the thing is that you feel you need to get through that time, you're allowed to do that. Or you can just say, like, we cannot have any contact until you decide what going forward looks like for you. And when, if and when you're ready, we will reinstitute that contact or not. Like maybe that's the sever happens because there is no further contact. So boundaries are a good thing, and I know I fumbled through them because it's personal. You have to decide for yourself what it looks like. There are a lot of good books out about boundaries. I did a lot of work in therapy about boundaries, so I recommend if you are in therapy, that's a conversation you can have with your therapist, how to set boundaries around that. And just know that it's hard. It's hard when people are not on board with your kid, and you just have to work through it. And if you're having a hard time with it, I also recommend therapy. Like, it's good to have somebody to talk to be like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. Like, what do you recommend? Like, how do we move forward from this? Don't struggle alone, because you'll just stay stuck. And stuck is the worst place you could be. You want to be moving forward instead of being stuck. So I hope that helps, and we'll talk again soon.